Hey, I know you're enjoying Kirby and the Forgotten Lands, trying to save all the Waddle Dees and do no damage runs against all the bosses. It is fun, I don't blame you. You just want to take the edge off of Elden Ring after losing to the same boss multiple times. Looking at you, asshole. You know what sounds better? Putting the damn controller down and listening to me preach about the gospel known as Kirby Dream Land 3. Praise the Lord known as Kirby, who he has blessed us with his presence and succor in our time of our need. Hallelujah. Praise Kirby. Amen. Now that is, if not, one of the weirdest intros I made for a video so far. You know what? I'm keeping this in the recording. I gotta develop some cojones for this though. Kirby Dream Land 3 released in November 1997 in America and March 1998. Now hold up, wait a minute. We got a game first in Japan? What kind of sorcery is this? Let's go America! We beat Japan when it comes to getting a game first. Hell yeah! Though you kinda have to feel bad for Europe though. They never got this game until 2009 when the Wii Virtual Console was a thing. Now, unlike the past two Kirby games I looked at though, this game I never grew up with. This coming from someone who was handed down a SNES without a copy of the game. Okay, story time. Sorry for a bit of a tangent, but like I said many times before, this is my video. Take it or leave it, your choice. Now, I was born the year 1994. That's not so relevant since it gives you an idea of how old I am. Also, holy shit, I'm going to turn 30 in 2 more years. What am I doing with my life? Existential crisis aside, because my family was poor at the time, my older brother in 1998 decided to hand me down a SNES since he got his PlayStation 1 from working his part-time job at Staples. Now, I had a Game Boy Color by that point, the magenta one by the way. Real men rock pink, just saying. With Kirby Dream Land already in my hands at that point, I remember in the bag of games I noticed it had Dream Land 3. As I took out the game, my older brother immediately swiped the game away from me and never told me anything on why he did that. It wasn't until I was much older that he told me, yeah, Dream Land 3 is not a great game, and I didn't want you to go through that struggle that I was going through. And from there on, I didn't even bother asking why. Yeah, I'm not the most confrontational person, it's just not my MO. But the point of that story is that I have not laid my fingers on Dream Land 3 till later on in my life, just because of my sheer luck of curiosity. And of course, you know, the Virtual Console being a thing. Fucking Nintendo, their bullshit anti-consumer practices. Anyways, without any more lollygagging, plop your tushies down, grab some popcorn, a drink of any kind, and let's plop this game into my console. Wink wink, nudge nudge.
I bet she does, Say no more, know what I mean? Nudge nudge.
My god, I'm really towing the line, but you know what? I don't care. This is a hobby anyways, not like I'm making any money out of this video anyways. So immediately, the game gives us comic panels on what is to come in terms of the story. Sadly, unlike the last video, there's no instruction manual you can read off in the most dramatic of fashions. Oh wait, on second thought, I found the PDF of the instruction manual. We can continue on with our scheduled program here. Not like this was done in post. Ah shit, now you know I've done this in post. Without any further ado, let's get the music playing. Fireplace warming us up in the middle of May. Trust me, it's still cold around where I live at. We need it. Now we can finally get comfortable on reading the story of Dream Land 3. Kirby, our hero, makes his home in Dreamland, which is located on Popstar. Popstar is a small, peaceful planet at the edge of the vast universe. One day, Kirby and Gooey went fishing. Birds were singing, the sun was shining. It was such a nice day that they felt more like napping than fishing. As Kirby and Gooey relaxed, they noticed a black, cloud-like object appeared in the Popstar sky. The black object started to spit out small clouds. These clouds were scattered everywhere. Just then, coo! God damn it, I said I will stop doing that since the last video. Why do I always keep doing that? Why? Just then, Coo appeared looking panicked. Hurry, Kirby, he said. Popstar's in big trouble. The small clouds took control of King DDD and his minions. They started doing terrible things. Now Kirby and his friends have left to get rid of those strange clouds and save Popstar. First of all, weird pacing to the story. Second of all, weird way to end his introduction. But anyways, that is the story right there. Unless you never played Dreamland 2, you know that this dark creature taking over Popstar is Dark Matter, which is technically named Real Dark Matter, which is an offspring of the original Dark Matter that we killed in the previous game for just this Dark Matter to appear yet again, because this is what Dark Matter does. And whoa, I was saying too much right there. Just take my chill pill, and we can continue on without going into the whole Dark Matter conundrum again. We cool? Okay, we cool. Now, one thing that pops out once you start the game is the aesthetic. It's very unique for the time since it seems like the entire world has been drawn with crayons. I mean, yeah, stylized graphics were a thing in the SNES. Look at Yoshi's story and his heavy use of thick outlines and almost scrapbook-like aesthetic. Though keep in mind, Dream Land 3 came out when the N64 was already out, so if anything, this was the SNES last hurrah on being pushed to its limits in terms of the graphical capabilities it could do. Now, as with any Kirby game, the mechanics are the same as usual. Kirby can jump, puff, blow, and suck his way through the various enemies throughout the game. Yes, that includes copying enemies' abilities as usual. Nothing new around here. Though one thing that was brought over from the last Dream Land game was the animal friends. Instead of the usual 3 animal friends from before, which were Rick, Kind, Coo, and technically Gooey, 3 new companions were added. These new ones are Naga the Calico Cat, who rolls Kirby around like he's a ball of yarn. If you ask me, this is what inspired Glover. Don't know how I drew to that conclusion, but just believe when I say it. I gotta be the ball. I gotta think like a ball. I gotta caress the ball. I gotta smell like a ball. I gotta lick that. Whoa, wait a minute. Hey, yo!
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
Let's stop before this gets worse. Anyways, the next animal friend is Choo Choo, which she is supposed to be an octopus, but I don't see it. She looks more like an alien with a pink bow. She attaches to Kirby like a parasite. I mean, if you think about her contextually, Choo basically is the Japanese onomatopoeia for kissing, which kinda makes sense though. Things that suck is that Choo Choo limits Kirby's flight abilities, therefore making her more annoying to control than Kind in Dream Land 2. Finally, the last ally introduced is Pitch the Bird, whom Kirby rides on his back and looks like he regrets allowing Kirby to do so. I mean, look at him. He's working up a sweat just to fly with Kirby. Like seriously, Kirby needs to lose some weight to save this poor guy's back. Though in what seems to be a retaliation to Kirby, Pitch's copy abilities involve him using Kirby as a projectile weapon. So in a sense, he's getting his revenge. A very toxic symbiotic-like relationship, I guess. Throughout the game, there are specialized rooms on what animal friends you can choose from. One little detail I like is how they react when you choose one of the animal friends over the others. They give the most defeated, even downright press reactions, all because of your decision. I mean, look at Nago. It seems like Kirby's pissed in his cereal or something. Like, are you okay, buddy? There's no hard feelings about this, right? Looks like another season of The Bachelor when the main guy doesn't give one of the ladies a rose and it just seems the chick has daggers written across her eyelid. No. What are you talking about? I don't watch The Bachelor like that. I ain't lonely like, geez, who do you think I am? Desperate? God, I mean, you have more faith in me, guys. Like, are you serious? Like, yeah, that's just yikes. The show is just like a hot mess. Definitely don't watch it at all. I most definitely don't even put my eyeballs into that, trash fire of a show. Yeah, so let's just cut the bullshit out and, establish the fact that I don't watch The Bachelor. Yeah, let's just leave it like that. Alright, another season of The Bachelor this time. Oh yeah, baby. Let's see what this hot mess is gonna get myself to. Wait a second. You're not supposed to see this. Cut the feed. Then of course there's Gooey, whom at the cost of half of your HP gets to appear and act as your faithful sidekick. He can basically do the same thing as Kirby do. Swallow enemies and spit them out. Also, fun fact, he can be controlled by a second player. Doesn't have no friends nearby, he is controlled by the computer. And it's honestly a detriment in a lot of levels, especially if you want to collect the heart stars. More on that later. Just know that this is the game's plot MacGuffin. See, here are gooey little fellows known for botching your objectives like smashing toilets when they're not supposed to be smashed, along with ingesting enemies with abilities that you need when they are the only one in that level. This is why I don't bother summoning up Gooey in the first place. And if I make that mistake of summoning him, I just let Kirby swallow him up.
Hey, yo!
Sucking and swallowing jokes aside, let's get to the aforementioned heart stars, which I mentioned a couple of sentences ago. See? It's right here, highlighted in yellow. Heart stars are the collectibles in this game. They are needed to forge the love stick for the final battle. Now, unlike the rainbow shards, which one appears in the world, the heart stars are to be collected for every damn level. Now, when I looked this up when playing the game for the first time, I was about to go into frenzy because as much as I like collecting items, my OCD could not take it. This is why I get burnt out with open world games. The sheer size of the map and finding the collectibles make me want to break out in hives when I do miss out on one. Luckily though, they are easy to attain. Of course, barring some levels which are harder and more involved to collect, but otherwise, they're not stroke inducing like the rainbow crystals. The picture in the level select screen usually gives you a hint on how to get the heart star in this level. Pay attention because it will save you a headache. Like for example, this level has what seems to be a pink version of Pitch. So in my mind, I think let's bring Pitch to the end of the level and see what happens. Boom, heart star attained. It's as simple like that. Though a fair bit of warning, there are some levels that are not so obvious to crack. Like this level, it's the last stage in World 3, Sand Canyon. Besides the huge Rob reference, I mean look at him, he is there in plain view in the level select screen. That is not the point though. The point of this level is that Rob has been disassembled and you are supposed to find his parts throughout the level. This is one of those open-ended levels. meaning that you get to take as many paths and complete the objective, or you can head straight to the exit and ignore the objective. But why would you do that? Don't know why I asked that, because this level is so annoying. The amount of ability and animal switching is tedious and unnecessary and can be mitigated as a linear level with branching doors containing the 2 animals and the 2 abilities to get the raw parts. Speaking of cameos, Samus does appear in the game along with chamber filled with Metroids. Like in the Metroid games, you use the ice ability to freeze and defeat them, rewarding you with a heart star as a result. Thought that was a neat little cameo. Also, get Metroid Dread to 3 million copies. I know my voice won't mean much though, but let's do this for the sake of Nintendo getting their head out of their asses. Another level that is tedious is the final level before the final bosses. The goal of this stage is to collect 8 feathers belonging to the wings of an angel. What is up with Kirby games and angel wings? Oh yeah, Eldritch Horror. Next thing you know, they are going to make a biblically accurate angel in their game with a dialogue that says, "Do not be afraid." Anyways, this level has the same ability switching entities in order to break through the ability blocks. This is the order: Spark, Stone, Parasol, Ice, Cutter, Clean, Burn, and Needle. You got that memorized? Not as annoying as the Rob level, but still the level layout could have been tightened. Yes, let me be nitpicky, it's my video, goddammit. Speaking of worlds, there is a total of 5 worlds in Popstar. Going in order, it is Grassland, Ripplefield, Sand Canyon, Cloudy Park, and Iceberg. Each world having 6 stages with an accompanying heart star and a boss battle at the end of each stage. A simple layout if you ask me. Going through these bosses in my initial playthrough, I can't help but think that they appear in Kirby 64. Of course my suspicions were right, because both this, Dreamland 2, and Kirby 64 are part of the trilogy of games called the Dark Matter Trilogy. Named for obvious reasons, since the Dark Matter is the one constant enemy in these games. Unlike Kirby Superstar and the many games in the series before Dreamland, most of the main games are directed by Masahiro Sakurai. Yes, that's Sakurai that created the Smash Bros. Series. However, the Dark Matter Trilogy was developed by a different person. That person is Shinichi Shimomura, which not much known is known about him sadly. All we know is that he's the main game designer for some of the Kirby games before he got the director role. You can obviously see that is made by him because he is known for making the enemies very nightmarish, for the lack of a better term. Do I have to bring out Zero 2 just yet just to get my point across? Because I would, but I would save that for whenever I make my video on Kirby 64. Got my schedule full, so don't know when that will happen, but hit that sub button to know when. Gotta show my channel somehow. Chilling my channel aside, it's time to talk about the final portions of the game. As with any Kirby game, the initial final boss pits you against King Dedede, who is once again being controlled against his own will by the Dark Matter. Homeboy gets no break, doesn't he? Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me type of status. He mostly has the same moves till you wipe out his first set of health. That is when he inflates himself and emanates a dark energy around him. Also, he casually decides to grow an eye on his stomach though, like that is not scary at all. This eye throws out dark energy for Kirby to inhale and spit back to damage Dedede. Just be careful when his stomach becomes a big ass mouth and decides to take a piece of you. Once Dedede is defeated, you can get one of 2 events to happen. A fake ending where you didn't collect the heart stars and get the end with a question mark at the end, signifying that there is more to do for the game. Then there is the extended content once you get all the heart stars. With all the heart stars collected, they combine to make the Love Stick, which is necessary to defeat the Dark Matter taking over Popstar. Kirby then flies into the Hyper Zone and is met with Dark Matter once again. This first battle is easy, just move around and avoid his dark lightning attack. Once his health is down, it will disperse only for it to give birth to the ungodly being known as Zero, the true antagonist of the Dark Matter Trilogy. Reason why I say this is because he spawns many Dark Matters from his body, which points out that Dark Matter was just a vassal carrying out his master's will, almost like Silver Surfer and Galactus minus the whole shitty movie behind it, but that's besides the point. Luckily this fight ain't too bad, just keep firing away at his body since it's massive target and avoid his attacks that look like, oh god, is that what I think it is? It's blood! Yes, my fellow viewers, this is one of the rare depictions that blood is shown in a Kirby game. We got confirmation of this when the Kirby Dream Collection was released to the Wii with an E10 rating, saying that there's an animated blood to this game. Once this mutated marshmallow is defeated, just target his lone eye and the job is finished. The Love 6 powers removes any trace of Dark Matter from Popstar, and then Kirby flies out to the sunset, and that's pretty much it to the end of the game. Like, okay, kinda leave me hanging right there, I guess. So overall, here's my final take of the game. Although Dreamland 3 relies on its predecessor a bit too heavily to carry it, it still has some great aspects. The art styles and the concept of the Dark Matter are big things for me since they make the game more appealing to me. I do like some darkness to make cutesy games. What can I say? It's just like my coffee. I prefer Dark. The one thing that I should add that is a detriment to the game is that its difficulty has been dropped compared to the older Kirby games. The real challenges come from collecting the heart stars, which is honestly not that much of a chore, unlike some levels. Kirby's a bit slower in this game, which is what I should point out because some people prefer Kirby High Control than Kirby Superstar. You make it that of what you will. Plus, as usual, the music is rocking as ever. No wonder people say the Dark Matter Trilogy has the best music out of all the Kirby games. Though with all that being said, Kirby Dream Land 3 gets a sweeping Kirbo out of 10. Now, I can finally put Kirby on the shelf for a bit though. I know I got Kirby 64 to be dealing with though, but I'll tackle that another time though. I want to get back into my roots of like, covering obscure games, hidden gems and all that type of stuff though. That's what's my calling card is though. I just love the Kirby series so much. That's the thing about it though. I just love it way too much though. But the problem is that I don't want to burn myself too much out of it though. I've been having like a whole Kirby mania since, Forgotten Lands has been released though. So yeah. I'm just going to lay it to rest for a bit though and then come back to it whenever, my headspace is a little bit different though. It's not like I killed myself in the process of making this video though. And don't mind this video took a bit longer than usual though because, life happens and all that stuff though. And, I do this as a hobby. So please excuse my irregular, upload schedule though. But I promise to like fix that once, I figure out some shit going on in my life though. It's not like bad things is going on though. It's just, finally back in the office, somewhat full-time now, so kind of like, how should I say, I kind of always come back home, tired for some sort of reason, and, got to figure out how to mitigate that somehow, though, so, yeah, please bear in mind, as I try to figure stuff out, so, yeah, that's all I'm going to leave it for, though, but, yeah, it's time to say goodbye for now, though, and as usual, this is Jug signing out, and see you in the next video, whenever that comes out. But yeah, take care guys. This is Jug signing off and see you in the next video.